What's going on, everyone? Seems just like yesterday. Lakers had Russell Westbrook, and we had this dilemma of how do we unload Russell Westbrook? Nobody wants Russ. We got all these reports, all these talks, all these naysayers saying that it was impossible. Lakers would never be able to get rid of Russ. It will take 2 firsts just for somebody to take that contract. Get over it. It's never going to happen. You're delusional, Tyler. Stop coming up with these trade scenarios about Russell Westbrook. It's never going to happen. And I talked about Utah, talked about Danny Ainge, and everyone said, Danny Ainge, he's a Celtic. He's never going to trade with the Lakers. You're foolish. And I was like, he's not a Celtic. He's a Utah Jazz. And on a white horse, like a knight to save the day, Danny Ainge came. He came and saved the Lakers. Lakers make a trade, get to the conference finals, and it was just unfortunately not the never-ending story that we hoped. Right? It wasn't this peaceful. It was we lost to Denver, and then fast forward we lose Denver again, and now here we are again. And the Utah Jazz have the potential to be the savior for the Lakers again. Danny Ainge coming back in his white horse like the knight he is, coming to save the Lakers' day. Danny Ainge could be the answer to most, if not all, of the Lakers' problems right now. It's just what will be the cost? Now, what answers? How can the Jazz help the Lakers? Well, outside of the Walker Kessler trade, which would be fantastic, and I really hope the Lakers figure that out. Now, there have been some updates. Originally, it was thought that it was only going to be 1 first, but supposedly Utah Jazz turned down 2 firsts from the Knicks to go trade Walker Kessler there. A couple things you have to keep in mind with that, though, right? One, the Knicks, if it's their picks, probably the worst picks in the league, right? Because the Knicks are young and they're incredibly talented. They're probably going to be young, incredibly talented for quite some time. 2, they were protected. What type of protection? If it's top 10 protected, well then what's the point? Now you're trading for a non-lottery pick for a guy that, could be a real cornerstone for you. So it's not all firsts are created equal, right? Not all firsts are the same. But is that more of no, we want more? Or is that more of just it pertains to the Knicks? Danny Ainge has said numerous times that the Lakers' picks are, in his opinion, the most valuable picks out there because he believes that once LeBron James and Anthony Davis end up leaving the Lakers are going to be terrible. And he's willing to kind of bank on it. And so he wants the Lakers' picks. He also owns the 2027 pick. So Lakers could give up protection on that pick as well as throw in maybe a 2029 pick. But more than anything, right? Again, Walker Kessler would be fantastic. And I'll circle it back around to Walker Kessler here in a moment. But more than anything, the Jazz could take some of our salary and help us with the consolidation trade and open up, the mid-level, taxpayer mid-level, get a trade exception. There's a lot of possibilities that we could use the Utah Jazz for to potentially work out and facilitate other trades, right? Utah could be part of a 3-team deal. I did a video diving into Jeremy Grant and potentially doing a Jazz, Portland, and Lakers trade. Some of you want to see it's kind of the same thing, but with the Nets and Cam Johnson rather than Jeremy Grant. So I'll definitely have that video down the line. So look forward to that, unless some crazy trade happens or something. But Utah is kind of the perfect spot to really give the Lakers the most options, right? Utah could potentially be the springboard that the Lakers need to put themselves in position to pull off a Jeremy Grant trade or pull off a Cam Johnson trade, or maybe even a Zach LaVine trade down the line, or maybe you're getting both, right? Or even if you just want to clear some spots, right? So the Lakers, bare minimum, are more likely than not going to do a consolidation trade. More likely than not, they're going to unload, Cam Reddish and Christian Wood. Seems to be who the Lakers want to unload. Seems like they want to keep Jackson Hayes. If they trade for Walker Kessler, maybe they feel different about that. But I do understand their thought process on kind of keeping Hayes over Wood and Reddish. I think it's kind of boils down to two reasons, in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. But I think one is, Hayes' age, right? He's still very young with a lot of upside and potential. But I also think that he's actually a 7-footer that, Lakers already are thin. And it's like Christian Wood. Yeah, Christian Wood's the better player, but he's more of a 4 than he is a 5. So it's like now you desperately need a center if you're going to do that. And who knows if there's even one on the market that makes sense or is available, right? And to me, to kind of bring back Walker Kessler into this, if I'm the Lakers, I'm trying to figure out what will it cost, what will it take for us to not only land Walker Kessler, but you take back some more money. And it doesn't even necessarily, like, in a perfect world, he'd take Gabe Vincent's contract, right? And it's like, now you just freed up your taxpayer mid-level and you got Walker Kessler. Like, in a perfect world, that's best case scenario. Realistically, that's probably not happening, right? But D'Lo, Cam Reddish, and Jackson Hayes, those three guys, or not Jackson Hayes, Christian Wood, right? Those three guys are all expiring. Those three guys are all basically just guys that you could write off at the end of the year and you're good. Also, you could look to maybe flip D'Lo. Like, there's talks about the Nets supposedly wanting D'Lo. Well, okay, if you do, right? If you're the Lakers or if you're the Jazz, like, you can care less what you get for him. Can you get a second or 2 seconds? So not only did you get a first, so not only did you turn Walker Kessler into, like, say, a first and remove protections on the 2027 pick, if you could turn D'Lo into a second or D'Lo into 2 seconds, then you also got a second or 2 on top of that. So you really turn Walker Kessler into, another first, 2 seconds, and that, right? So it could be this kind of chain reaction. And so maybe Utah could kind of be in line and could actually be our sort of saving grace here. Right? They could maybe potentially be the kind of facilitator. And like I said, they could even help facilitate trades. Right? A lot of these teams, like, they don't want to take back salary or they don't want to take back a piece or whatever, or they're like, what are we going to do with D'Lo? Right? Like, because again, like, that was one of the things talked about with the DeMar DeRozan trade, is that, like, the Chicago Bulls didn't want to take back D'Lo. Right? Like, they just don't have a need for him. So it was like, okay, well, maybe the Lakers can use the Brooklyn Nets as that third team. Maybe Danny Ainge could be that. Maybe he goes, hey, I'll take D'Lo. Throw me a second or 2. Just, again, let's say you're not even getting Walker Kessler or anything like that. Let's say you're just using them as a facilitator. Well, then, you give up some pieces, right? Kind of like, look at the Spurs with Harrison Barnes, right? They go and they're able to get that what was it, 31 first, take on Harrison Barnes money, do all the, like, if you're the Lakers, maybe you could use Utah as kind of that place where it's like maybe Utah's taking something and then, taking on a contract or taking D'Lo or something. Now, it's one thing, like, Lakers not going to give first salary to him. Yeah, it's correct. But Harrison Barnes is owed like $37 million over the next 2 years, where D'Lo, again, is like an expiring contract. Now, if they were going to have to take like Gabe Vincent, then, maybe you'd have to give up more. But you could also work something out to where it's like, hey, we'll take Colin Sexton, right? Like, I like Colin Sexton. If you trade D'Lo, Colin Sexton makes more sense. Or if you trade D'Lo, Gabe Vincent, and start unloading guys, like, you might look up and go, hey, we need a kind of a point guard. We might need another guard, and that's where Sexton could come in, right? So maybe you could convince them, like, hey, you owe Sexton like $37 million over the next, because I think he has like $18 million this year and then $19 million the next year. You look at him and go, hey, like, we'll take Sexton, right? He's a piece that makes sense. He's a piece that helps. We'll take him. We'll take Walker Kessler. Do us a favor. Take, D'Lo and Vincent and whatever else. Right? Reddish and Christian Wood. And it's like, you take those 4 guys. Give us Kessler. Give us that. We'll remove our protection on the 2027 pick. We'll give you the 2029 first. Right? Maybe it's top 3 protected or something like that. And now you just got 2 really good quality pieces that can help now in the future. The Utah Jazz, right? If they take like something like Gabe Vincent, they're still, once all is said and done, they'll actually be saving $7 million a year, right? So they actually save some money in that regard. And then because again, Gabe Vincent's only making $11 million compared to Sexton, who's making $18 and $19 million. So if you're them, hey, we save some money in the long run, right? Which also Gabe Vincent could end up being a trade piece. Again, at $11 million, there's a team that may end up wanting to take him, especially if he can stay healthy. I mean, he is a legit 3-and-D guy at the guard position and somebody that was in the finals is like starting point guard, right? So like there is a lot of excitement if Gabe Vincent can get healthy, right? So again, Utah could be that sort of springboard for the Lakers. There's so many different combinations in which the Lakers do. I mean, I could probably make 100 videos just breaking down the various things that Utah could provide for the Lakers because they have cap space. They have, Danny Ainge wants to stockpile assets. Right? He wants to stockpile as many picks as possible. He also thinks that the Lakers picks are the most valuable there are, and he's banking on it. And to me, if you're the Lakers, I feel like you trust the brand. You trust that, because look, Danny Ainge could be right. I mean, post LeBron, post AD, it's very possible Lakers are bad. But to me, it's like, look at like after Kobe. Kobe retires. After Kobe retires, everyone's like, oh, you're never going to get another guy. No one's coming to save the Lakers. Lakers are going to be terrible forever. And 2 years after Kobe retires, LeBron comes and we get Anthony Davis and we win a championship. So to me, it's like there is this argument of trust the Lakers brand. Trust that, like, if you build it, they will come. You get a guy like a Walker Kessler. You get, if you can develop some of these young guys properly, right? Yes, I know it kind of feels like no one wants to come, but it's a big difference when you're coming for potentially less money and you get to be the third guy rather than LeBron and AD are gone. And it's like, okay, well, now I get to go there and I get to be the guy or the second guy. And the Lakers have the money to pay me. And like, it's two completely different scenarios. The Lakers are still the Lakers. LA is still LA, right? The beach, the nightlife, the women, the business, the everything, right? Like it's still Los Angeles, right? A lot of these players want to live in Los Angeles. So, and the Lakers have a history of showing like, hey, we take care of our stars, especially towards the end of your career, right? Did it with Kobe, paid Kobe all that money. Even when people were like, this was foolish, they shouldn't do this, it's a bad business move, and blah, blah, blah. LeBron went, hey, I'm getting up there, let me go. So LeBron leaves, you get one of these stars that are, 30, 32, and they're like, I got maybe 3 to 5 more good years left in me. Let me go to the Lakers, right? Like, let me go play with the Lakers. Let me go try to win a championship towards the end of my career. I know that they'll take care of me. Look at what they did for Kobe. Look at what they did for LeBron, right? Those are the kind of things, like building that. But I do. I think you kind of use Utah. You kind of use Danny Ainge. You kind of like, hey, I scratch your back, you scratch mine type thing. And you try to come to an agreement. And again, you have options, whether it's just salary dump, whether it's you're getting a couple players, whether it's facilitating a 3-team, whatever. Danny Ainge may be the Lakers' best friend. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that, yes, look, Utah, Danny Ainge, they are the answer. Get on the phone with Danny Ainge. Try to work something out. Go get Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton, both. Just do a salary dump. Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.